Hi, my name is Will from Venture to Roam, and today I'm going to show you the Mars Aeroblade rooftop tent, which is the lowest profile, lowest sitting, most aerodynamic tent I have ever seen. But just like every other rooftop tent, it comes with some trade-offs. So let's take a look. I should also say that Mars sent me this tent at no cost. There's no obligation that I say anything nice about their tents. And honestly, I've received, 14 tents in the last 18 months or something like that. And so I don't really have a bias towards getting something at no cost from a company because it's actually a lot of work. I mean, just the logistics on getting them in, getting them out, storing them, in between is kind of a lot of work. And so that bias towards, oh, they sent this to me, it must be really cool, is completely gone for me. But because I've received so many tents in the last 18 months, I have a lot to compare it to. So my perspective on this tent is actually better because I have seen and used a lot of tents, and that's the perspective that I'm gonna use to show you this one. So one of the things that makes this tent a lot different is that it was designed for electric vehicles. So they tried to make a design that has the lowest drag coefficient possible to increase the efficiency of the electric vehicle carrying this tent. That makes sense, right? And one of the things that they've done is that they have integrated a mounting rail into the frame. So most rooftop tents have mounting rails that run along the bottom of the tent, and this one has them too if you want them, but you don't have to use them because they have integrated a T channel or C channel or whatever you want to call it into the actual frame of the tent. So you can get this thing super low. You don't need that extra mounting rail, which is 1.5 inches or so. You can get the base plate of the tent on top of your rack and mount from there, which is something I've never seen before. So in terms of low pro, you can get this extremely low to your tent. Now, the other interesting part of this design is that they have made this thing like 3.5 inches closed. So it only stands up 3.5 inches off the rack or whatever you mount it from. I mean, that is incredibly small. Most rooftop tents, for example, are double that. Most of them are 7 to 9 inches in this category, in this kind of wedge clamshell design. It's about 7 inches as average. And so this thing comes in half of that, which is very noticeable. Now this tent weighs in at like 110 pounds, which I would put into the very light category. Maybe not the super light category, but it's still 40, 50, maybe even 60 pounds lighter than most tents that are out there. And so it's gonna save you some weight on top of your vehicle. The other interesting design piece on this tent is that it has no hinges on the back. So you know how the tents kind of come up this way, and there's usually 2 or 3 or 4 pretty big beefy hinges on the back. The hinges on this are integrated, and so you don't see them, which is cool. I don't know if that affects the drag coefficient or why they did that, but it certainly looks very sleek and very cool. Now this tent is about 87 inches long by 52 or so inches wide, which means it's a standard size for the most part. It's a little more narrow than maybe some other tents. The length is about the same. I think most tents are between like 83 and 88 or 87. So it's plenty long, and most tents are somewhere between 50 on the really small side to 58 or 60 inches wide. So it's kind of in that range. It's a little on the narrow side with only 52 inches wide, but it does not have an inflatable mattress. It has a foam mattress, which is really interesting because there's only 3.5 inches of height when this thing's closed. So we're gonna go take a look at that mattress and I'll tell you what I think about it. Now, setting up the tent is not that different than other rooftop tents, except that it has 4 billet aluminum latches. So there's 1 on each side and then 2 on the end. So you've got 1 more latch than normal, which is kind of like the inspired carbon fiber tent. I think with these light tents, they just want a little extra grip on the sides to keep everything closed. But once you pop these things open, it pops up just like a normal rooftop tent. It's got the struts on the sides that kind of does most of the work for you. So an aspect of this design that I really appreciate is one that I also have a little nitpick with, and that's the rainfly. So I'm on the record saying that I don't really like rainflies. I'm kind of lazy, so I don't like to set them up. And I don't like the tents that require you to set up the rainfly in order for it to be set up. And this one does not do that. So I really appreciate that. This is the rainfly right here. And you can see that it is zipped in the closed position. So you can pop up this tent and you can be done setting up the tent as is, right? Because this is zipped in tight. You don't need those tension rods to put it up. If it's raining or if you want extra shade, you can unzip these from inside the tent. I can't really reach it here, but you can unzip these from inside the tent. You know, set up your little awning thing, and you know, it looks cool, gives you some more shade, and that's great. Here's my nitpick. If you have this thing closed, in the closed position, you have now lost not just a view out your front window, but you've lost ventilation. So this covers the front window entirely. And you can unzip this and have, I guess, a little bit of ventilation here, but you're kind of, if it's not deployed, it's blocking this front window. So I really prefer rain flies that you can kind of like roll up and get out of the way and just never think about and still have access to all the windows. So I like that you don't have to set this up, but I wish that it didn't hang down in front of the window when it was closed up. So the AeroBlade comes with a ladder in a nice ladder bag, which I really appreciate, because when you're out there in the elements and you put your ladder down in the dirt or it's raining and it gets muddy and all that stuff, if you don't have a ladder bag, all that mud and dirt goes wherever you put the ladder. And for me, it's in the back of the truck, but I got other stuff in the back of the truck that I don't want to get dirty and muddy from the ladder. So thank you for including a bag. The ladder is your standard telescoping ladder. However, you don't have hooks. You have kind of like this little bracket that comes out, the ladder leans against, and it's not hooked in. It seems to work just fine, but as I'm climbing up, just feels a little wobbly and wiggly, which gives me a little cause for concern. You know, getting out in the middle of the night, if you step wrong on it, if it's not quite centered to this thing, is it gonna twist and come off? I'm not really sure. I prefer the ones that go down into a hook because it just feels more secure when you have the tent on. That said, it's really nice that this ladder is out from the tent just a little bit, because you can kind of sit here and put your shoes on and stuff. Now, the fabric on this is anybody's guess, because Mars doesn't actually tell you what kind of fabric they use. The only thing I could find was that it says it's tri-layered, breathable, and 100% waterproof with anti-condensation on it somehow. So I don't really know what it is. It feels kind of like a, I don't know, like a poly cotton blend. It feels kind of like a canvas to me, but it could be anything. But says it's 100% waterproof, which I would hope so, but I don't know what that waterproof rating is. So hopefully Mars will update their description of this tent with the actual fabrics so we can have a good comparison to other tents in this price range and in this kind of weight class. But I can tell you that it feels good. It feels like good fabric, and I like the way it feels on the inside of the tent. So let's take a look on the inside of the tent. All right, welcome to the inside of the Mars AeroBlade. The inside is nice feeling, and there's certainly enough room for me and Ryo here, the adventure pup, but probably not a ton of room for like 2 adults, certainly not more than 2. So I would say 2 medium-sized adults could sleep up here. 1 medium-sized adult could sleep up here very comfortably. But the limitations that you have in this tent are the width. So it's only about maybe 50 inches wide. And so that's just enough space to get 2 people in here. And then the length. So the length is 87 inches long, but you don't get to use that much space because of the angle of the tent here. You're losing a good 6 inches off like the foot box because that angle. So if you're a side sleeper, that's not a big deal. If you are sleeping diagonal on your, by yourself in here, that's probably not a big deal. But I'm 6'1", and if I'm stretching out kind of, sleeping normal direction, my head is starting to press up against this screen, which is not the best, but it's doable. So, you put a couple pillows there and the pillow kind of presses against the back of the tent, and, you close your eyes and go to sleep and it doesn't matter. But if you're waking up and you're having trouble moving around, or your feet are touching the top of the tent, that's not super great. So I would say that this tent is for medium-sized people mostly. If you're 6 foot or taller, then you're gonna have to sleep diagonal in here, and it's gonna be tough to share it with someone else. If you're a large human, then I would say just plan on it being a single person tent, because it would be really hard to get 2 people up here if they were large humans. The finishes in this tent seem really nice. So first, I love the zipper pulls. The zipper pulls are big, they're easy to grab, the zippers work really, really well. And so, you know, a good zipper on a tent is worth its weight in gold. So good job, Mars, for having good quality zippers. The other thing is, like, it just feels nice in here because like they put a topographic pattern on this ceiling carpet. Just feels kind of nice in here. Feels like it was, you know, feels a little more luxurious because of that. Now the fabric in here is this kind of silver gray color, which looks really nice, but it's not blackout. If you're looking for a blackout tent, this is not it. For me, that's no problem because I don't really love blackout to begin with. Like, I kind of like to wake up with the sun, but that's just a personal preference. A lot of people love the blackout stuff, and I totally get that. If you're one of those, then you're gonna be disappointed with the fabric in here because it does let some sunlight through. That being said, it feels really luxurious. It's got a nice look and a nice feel to it. So it's not like it's low quality fabric. It feels great. It's just not blackout. Now it does have a port for a heater or an air conditioner on both sides, which I think is really great. Kind of a standard these days to have those two things, but it's nice to know that they have that. Now the doors in here are fabric first, so fabric's on the inside, and that zips into the screen, which is here. And the reason I like that design is because if you're zipped up at night, you know, like regular night, and you've got your tent zipped up, and you get up and you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, like many of us do, it's only a single zipper pull because the fabric is zipped into the screen. It's just one and you're out the door, which is really, really nice. Now Mars says that this is a non-inflatable air foam mattress. Let's take a look. So as you can see, this thing is very thin. And I don't know, maybe it's an inch, maybe just over an inch. And I don't know what air foam means. It feels just like regular foam to me. Underneath this is a condensation, I would call this like a condensation, almost like a condensation plate. And then there's the base plate for the tent. So condensation plate, which is not soft, it's hard, which is fine, but it's what it is. It's not gonna give you any more cushion. And then this really small, thin mattress. Let's unzip it and see what this thing looks like. Okay, so here is the mattress unzipped. And this just looks like regular foam. I don't know what air foam means. I think companies just come up with different marketing terms for like standard foam. I've heard high density foam and now air foam and all this stuff. It's just foam. And it looks to be about an inch thick. And so, you know, it's probably gonna be a firm bed to sleep in here, but that's the price you pay for having such a low pro tent. So the AeroBlade comes with 2 shoe bags, or at least mine did. So you have that and they just clip onto the side, pretty easy to use. And you know, if it's muddy outside or snowy outside, these can be really nice. You can also get optionally the insulation that goes inside for colder months if you're using this in colder months. I haven't set this up. I never use these because anymore I just use a diesel heater and don't have to worry about this stuff. But you can get this wall kit for the inside that will insulate it better for you in the winter. Now closing up the tent is fine. It's kind of like other tents. It's got this little bungee that helps keep the fabric in. It's got a little pull down here that you pull on, and the thing that makes it maybe a little bit harder to close than other tents is just that it has 4 latches instead of 2. So instead of just standing here at the back and just latching these 2 down, I gotta walk around to each side and buckle those as well. So it's a minor annoyance. It's not really, you know, a big deal, but ideally I'd like to be done with those 2 latches. Then I gotta walk around and get the other 2 on the other side. But if that keeps this thing, you know, stable and more secure going high speeds on the interstate or something, then it's worth an extra couple buckles. All right, my final thoughts on this tent. I think it's a really cool design, well made. I think that it's focused a little bit differently than other designs we've seen in the rooftop tent space, which is why I wanted to take a look at it and review it. And I think it's a really good option for EVs. I think it's a good option for anybody who's looking for a really super low pro tent that doesn't take up much space, that sits really low, really close to the rack or the roof or whatever you are mounting it to. I think it's a really great option for that. The thing that I really don't like is the price. I feel like this one, you're paying the overlanding tax and then you're paying the EV tax. So I don't like the price. I don't like it at all. I wish it were less expensive. I think if it were less expensive, more people would probably buy it. That doesn't mean that it's a bad tent. And that doesn't mean that if it's in your budget, you shouldn't buy it. If this video is helpful to you, then please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers and every single one counts. So thanks in advance for pressing that subscribe button. Until next time, I'm Will from Venture to Rome. Thanks for watching.